Welcome to Dram Talk, your new mates on your journey into the world of whiskey. I'm Brad.
And I'm Daniel. And today we'll be looking at the Dalmore Port Wood Reserve. So, for those of you who are quite observant, you may notice that this is quite a bit shorter in length than our regular episodes. So, this is going to be one of our Dram Talk Express episodes. So, what is Dram Talk Express, you may ask? Are Brad and Daniel just getting lazy and doing shorter episodes? No. We also do our regular episodes. These shorter length episodes are for the whiskies that we can't really place anywhere specifically. Like when we come up with episode ideas and concepts, these ones just don't create a fully fleshed out episode, or they're like independent bottlings that we've got, or bottles from a subscription service that may not be readily available to the wider audience. So today specifically is the Dalmore Port Wood Reserve, which we got as part of the January Whiskey of the Month from the Whisky Club in Australia.
Yeah, and it's our first Dalmore, and it isn't the 12-year-olds. I mean, what's age anyway?
Yeah. So some of these bottles, like if you're not in Australia, maybe like, what are you talking about? That's not a hard to get bottle. We've got that at all our liquor stores. And it's like, well, some of these are hard to get in Australia. Yeah, exactly.
It's hard for us, okay?
It's hard for us. They do say like a lot of the bottles through the Whisky Club are either hard to get bottles, or they are I guess independent bottlings, like bottles made specifically for the Whisky Club that are sent to subscribers of the Whisky Club in Australia. So that's what we've got, and we just figured every month when we get one of these, we'll do a super short episode so that people who are also members of the club can just sit along and have a drink with us.
Yeah, and I mean, while we're still on the subject of firsts, this is our first remote recording as well.
Exactly. So first time when we haven't been in the same room. Hopefully there's no kinks in the recording here.
No, but you know what that means. It means a nice thicker dram for me.
Yeah, you can stop mooching off my bottles. I measure out that perfect 30 mil. You ain't getting a mil more from me.
Oh, well, I mean, now that I don't have to worry about a drive home, it's like a solid like 60 mil pour.
Okay, so let's get right into the Dalmore, shall we? So this is a distillery that's located in the Scottish Highlands, and is known for many years by their 12-year-old expression. They have since expanded their core range to include the 15, 18, and 25-year-old. But if you're a fan of Dalmore, you've seen or owned one of the bottles, you can't really miss that really nice-looking 12-point stag on the bottles and the boxes. They call it a 12-point stag because there are 12 points on its antlers.
You don't say.
Shocker. So the story behind that is that in 1263, King Alexander III was on a hunt, and he was celebrating the victory at the Battle of Largs. Now, a big red stag was lining him up and charged at him when this man called Colin of Kintail jumped in the way, basically risking his life to protect the king, and struck down the stag, saving the king from certain death. So the king rewarded Colin with lands, a family motto that translates to "I shine and not burn," and the right to use the 12-point royal stag as their crest, which has since been passed down through the ages to the Dalmore distillery and the families that created Dalmore on the land. So that's the story of the 12-point stag.
I mean, 12-point stag. You don't want to use the king's face? Why not? Yeah, I mean the 12-point stag. The bottle does.
It makes
great.
for a nicer look than
the bottle looks great.
white man.
The bottle looks great though.
It does look great. It is very, I don't know. It feels like a statement bottle. It's kind of left of center from your typical long bottle. With
sticks out on the shelf.
Neck. It does.
Yeah, and I mean they also have some pretty special no age statement releases, like the cigar malt, the King Alexander III.
See, he got a bottle. He doesn't need his face on the bottles. He got his own bottle.
Yeah, then they also have some luxury expressions. So I mean, if you're in the mood to spend, I guess, stupid money, if you can even find them nowadays. I know there was one, I think the Constellation collection. Right. It's like just cask strength Dalmore. Look, I mean, I wasn't going to name them, but I figured I should just say something because that's just poor from me. Poor form.
Okay, so this one, so the Port Wood Reserve. So it's matured initially in American oak ex bourbon casks before being finished in tawny port pipes from port makers W and J Graham's in Portugal. It's bottled at 46.5%, which is pretty rare for a Dalmore. I mean, unless you want to drop some serious dosh on a bottle.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, like above 46%, we're at least expecting that it's non-chill filtered. So that's a good thing to note, even though it doesn't say it on the
Yeah,
bottle
he
or the
doesn't
box.
state it, and he doesn't even state if it's natural color or not. So,
But I mean, like coming at that above 46%, it's basically just a waste of time and money running chill filtration on it. So you'd hope it's non-chill filtered. And I would say from the color, it's kind of what you expect from those fortified wine casks,
yeah,
port, sherry. So I would almost say it's natural color, which again is good to see.
yeah, but you know, I'd like to explicitly see it.
They need to state it.
Yeah. But hey,
Put the
anyway.
words on the table. Yep. All right. So, in the interest of an express episode, let's get straight into it.
Yeah.
So, the first thing you notice on the nose is super fruity. Like
Oh yeah, 100%. Super
dark
sweet,
forest fruits.
dark forest fruits. I'm getting like red berries, like a raspberry.
There is a little bit of a tang there. So, I want to say like an orange peel.
Yeah, there's almost some toffee as well,
Mm,
but I probably wouldn't say like a pure toffee. Probably like one you'd find like in a cake. Like that.
okay. It's like a toffee sauce syrup type stuff.
Yeah, not like the little lolly.
Yeah. But yeah, like underneath that sweetness, I am getting that orange peel or orange. I would say more of an orange, like the flesh inside what's inside the orange itself, because there is still that sweetness still resides there, but there is like a balance with kind of like a little salty tingle.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me because at the moment, like all I'm really picking up is just super sweet notes.
Mm.
So I mean, I'm hoping it translates onto the palate in some shape or form, but hey, you never know.
See how it goes. All right, so I reckon we just go straight onto the palate now.
Yep, hell yeah. Let me get into this 60 mils.
So there is, to some extent, a sweetness that carries on, a little bit of fruitiness, and a little bit of like caramel, but nowhere near from what I expected off the nose.
No, not at all. I'd say I'm probably pretty disappointed by that. It's like the nose just really puts forth just such a strong fruity aroma, and then what you get on the palate, you get caramel instead.
Yeah, so it feels like you're going in one direction and they just send you down a different path.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of misdirection, but
And I mean, like, again, it's even further skewed away from that fruity sweetness, but I almost get like a tobacco cigar leaf.
yeah,
Note as well.
yeah. Like for me, it's like that real like I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you have a cigar, then it's like that taste you get in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's like almost that, and it's almost like a earthy kind of dram as well,
Mm-hmm.
to an extent, or just like maybe musky. I don't know. It's a bit weird, but I'm also
Yeah.
getting like a little bit of coffee as well. Really weird.
Okay. Yeah. I'm getting that. I'm getting it in kind of like that coffee bean, but almost like a bitterness that skews towards like a dark chocolate, like a super dense dark chocolate.
Yeah, I can see that. It's I don't know. It's just I wish more of that forest fruit came through on the palate though.
I mean, like, yeah, coming off the nose, that is what you feel like you're expecting, like you expect it to be there. But I mean, like, putting the nose aside, I would say what I'm tasting is almost exactly what I would picture a Dalmore to taste just off the look of the bottle.
Right. Yeah, I could see that.
And it's not this one specifically. It's not the Portwood specifically. It's just like Dalmore, the shape of the bottle with the stag on it. It's like going in with like what a scotch that looks like that is like. That's what I expect it to taste like.
Yeah. And then on the finish, really plummy.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah, I'm
little bit
getting
of
a lot of those, but also dried fruits as well,
yeah.
like
For
into
me,
sultanas.
for me, mainly plummy. A little bit of cherry.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably about it. I'd say a medium to long.
Yeah, it's not a short finish, and I think that
No.
comes across from the ABV as well. Like,
Yeah.
You can tell it's not it's not a low ABV ballpark.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, good choice bottling at 46.5%. Probably be a bit disappointing at 40%.
Yeah, even at 43%, it would be very underwhelming.
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't know, the 12 is at, pretty sure it's at 40%. So, hey, I'm not complaining.
Okay, so let's go into the addition of water.
I mean, I can't see how much water you added. How much did you put?
I only put 1 teaspoon, but I've
Oh,
still got
okay.
quite a decent amount left in here.
Yeah. If you can see my glass, I have quite a lot left. The, um, yeah, I put 1.5, just considering how much I have in my glass. I mean, the addition of water really dulls the fruitiness on the nose. It's almost close to
Yeah, that
non-existent for me.
yeah, I would say I'm getting more of those citrus and salt notes that I was picking up. Borderline a burnt toffee or a burnt caramel.
Yeah, definitely picking up more of that caramel.
What I find interesting about the palate is while the sharpness of the flavors seem to have been dulled a little bit, it feels fuller.
Yeah, that's.
Like
I was about to
it's
say that.
got a takes up a bit more space.
Yeah, really weird that water's filled out the dram.
Hmm. You normally
Um,
expect it to thin it out, but it's
yeah,
done the
to some
opposite in this
extent,
case.
yeah. And even with this, I'm almost like at a at a crossroads at the moment. It's just, oh, do I enjoy it more with or without the water? Don't know. It's a tough one just because the nose with the addition of water is more what you'd expect, like going off of what I've had of the palate.
Yeah.
So then that's what I'd expect the nose to
Mm.
be like
Yeah.
based on the palate that I had previously. Not this super sweet, great inviting dram, and then it's followed up with almost tobacco, coffee, even a bit of cereal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems very malty as well. Like the malt
Yeah.
in it has some like consistency. And I'd like that tobacco cigar leaf note that I was getting. It seems to come up a bit more on the finish there. Like it rises from the back of the throat and you're getting like that, not like peated level smokiness, but like a smokiness.
Yeah, like yeah, it's just that
It's like,
cigar
yeah.
feeling you get like in the back of your throat.
Yeah, like if you open a box, it's had a cigar in it and you smell it, it's like, okay, that's definitely had a cigar sitting in there.
Yeah, that's probably a more apt description.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty great though. Like I am enjoying it. I can't say I'm not.
Yeah, I like it's quite a solid dram.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting over that initial like disconnect between the nose and the palate, I think it meets my expectations.
yeah. I'm
Depending on how high you've had your expectations set going
yeah,
into it.
yeah. Hmm. And the thing is as well, I guess like your personal preference, you're not as inclined to the sweeter dram, right?
Yeah, so I think coming off the nose, I'd be like, "Oh, am I going to enjoy this? Because it smells like it's going to be very sweet." And then it kind of hit me with a little bit more of that, yeah, cereal nuttiness that moved into like a tobacco-y smoky flavor, and I was like, "Yep, that's hitting the right notes for me." But it's still like your mind's trying to reconcile the two things, like what you're getting on the nose as well as what you're getting on the palate.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just since I am more inclined to a sweeter dram, um, slightly disappointing that it doesn't follow through onto the palate, but all in all, enjoying the experience. So I really think we should get into the drumming words, eh?
Yep, I would agree. Okay, so I can go first.
Sure, go for it.
For my dram in words, this is basically the pop culture idea of scotch in a bottle. It's just like everything you come to expect from scotch that TV shows and movies have shown you. So, leather armchairs in front of a wooden fire, heavy rocks glasses, whiskey from a decanter. You're kind of in like a very regal setting, like plush carpets. You know, you could even have like a stag's head hanging from the wall. There's a cigar burning in an ashtray. It's just like those kind of typical, kind of fancy, borderline upper class notions of Scotch and whiskey from pop culture. That's basically this.
No, yeah, that's pretty apt, I'd say. For me, like weirdly, I mean, I don't know if there's like a great picture to paint, but hey, it's a cigar wrapped in berries straight from the forest floor, eh? That's what it is.
That's a perfect summation of your entire experience, I think, so far, from the
Yeah.
sweet to the earthiness to the cigar notes. So, spot on.
Yeah, and with mainly the fruit that I was picking up being that like raspberry note
Yeah.
on the nose. So I'd say the cigar is what you expect. Not what you expect, actually. The cigar is what you get. The berries are what you expect. And then the forest floor is just you falling back after you've had too much to drink.
Okay, should we get onto the ratings?
Yeah, onto the ratings. You can
So
go first.
I'm going to give this one a 7. I think for some people it could be higher. For some people it could be lower. Like, I mean, that's the same with every ratings. But I think like some people this might appeal to a lot more. I think for me, coming off both the price point, what I got, and the entire experience from the nose and the palate, it just puts it at that. I won't necessarily say average, but like it's a good solid dram. Like you're going to enjoy it when you drink it. Just not one of my favorites.
Yeah. It feels weird for me, especially because, like, I want to give this a 7 as well.
Yeah.
So the reason I say it feels weird is that I feel like I probably didn't enjoy it as much as you did, but then we've come to the same rating.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. I was like, what is this? It's like the Twilight Zone. Like, what the hell? No idea what's going on. But just it just didn't feel right for me to give it anything in the 6s. Like, I feel like it is a dram that's like worthy of being a cut above.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't your average dram.
No.
You know what I mean? So, and you pretty much summed it up perfectly. Where it's in like this really great place where it's maybe I shouldn't say it's in a great place. It's like teetering so perfectly between being something you love or something you hate. So I don't know.
Something you enjoy or something that's just basically unremarkable.
Yeah. So I feel like it could fall either way. And I guess on this night, for me, it fell more so on the enjoyment, even though I probably didn't sound like I enjoyed it, but I did. I am enjoying it, and I still am, considering how much I poured.
You drank 60 plus mils.
I still have more in the glass. Still got plenty more in the glass.
All right, fantastic. Well, I think in the interest of keeping this express and quick, we'll wrap that up there. Once again, thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. That's about all we have time for today. It'd be a huge help if you could give us a rating.
Preferably 5 stars.
Yeah, like wherever you get your podcasts, it's a huge help to us. If you'd like to get in contact, you can reach us at Dram Talk Podcast on Instagram or email us at dramtalk.au@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got a bottle of this, whether you're a member of the Whisky Club or have access to it, let us know. If you've got a dram in words, we'd love to hear it. Otherwise, if you have a rating that you would think matches with ours or is different from ours, yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Right now, our glasses may be empty. We hope yours aren't. So,
if they are,
pour another dram!